let's jump right in. This is ACIM Lesson 179, which is a review of Lessons 167 and 168. If you've been following along with the material, or even if you're just jumping in right now, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking these really profound concepts and breaking them down so they are super accessible, highly practical, and deeply meaningful for your everyday life. Let's get to it. So here are the two specific review lessons we're diving into today. Lesson 167 says, "There is one life, and that I share with God." And Lesson 168 says, "Your grace is given me. I claim it now." Now, I know sometimes texts like this can feel a little dense, maybe a bit heavy on the terminology. But today, we're stripping all that complex jargon away to look at the universal truth underneath it all, the truth about unconditional love and our unbreakable connection to it. Okay, let's dive into this. Looking at those two sentences on their own is one thing, but Lesson 179 does something absolutely brilliant with them. It takes these distinct ideas and wraps them into a very specific, repeating daily prayer. It's basically a structured mantra designed to completely shift your mindset. So what is the core message actually trying to portray here? Let's take a look at the exact structure of how you're meant to practice this today. Notice the rhythm that gets created in the exact text of today's lesson. It goes like this. It starts with, "God is but love, and therefore so am I." Then it brings in the first review, 167. "There is one life, and that I share with God." And then it returns right back to, "God is but love, and therefore so am I." Next up is the second review, 168. "Your grace is given me, I claim it now." And we finish up again with, "God is but love, and therefore so am I." I love to think about this using an anchor and sail concept. That repeating phrase, "God is but love, and therefore so am I," that's your anchor. It's this protective, loving wrapper that grounds you. The review lessons, 167 and 168, well, those are the sails that catch the wind and actually move your understanding forward. By sandwiching these specific lessons inside that core truth about love, the message becomes incredibly understandable for anyone. It's telling you, you are born of love, you share one life with that love, you have grace, and ultimately, you return to love. Let's move to the next section and see how this builds. Unpacking Lesson 167, Sharing One Life. And this brilliantly illustrates what it actually means to share one life. The source text draws a really sharp contrast between our physical experience in the world and our spiritual reality. Over on the left, we've got the illusion. The text points out that in our day-to-day world, we experience sorrow, loss, anxiety, suffering, you name it. It argues that all these feelings, even just a tiny bit of discomfort or a passing frown, are actually rooted in the concept of death and separation. It's this persistent illusion that we're isolated, disconnected, and at the mercy of things we just can't control. But then, look over at the reality on the right. The text insists that true life doesn't have degrees, and it literally has no opposite. God creates only mind awake. And because we share this one single life with our Creator, true life is characterized by unity, perfect joy, and eternal connection. So when Lesson 167 says there is one life, it's essentially a wake-up call. It's asking us to snap out of that illusion of anxiety and remember that you are permanently plugged into a source of perfect joy. Moving right along to the second review, unpacking Lesson 168, Claiming Your Grace. Now, the word grace can sometimes feel a bit abstract, right? So let's bring it down to earth and simplify it into something highly practical that you can use right this second. According to the text, God isn't distant. He's not playing hide and seek with us. Actually, we're usually the ones hiding from him, kind of deceiving ourselves and making things harder than they need to be. So grace is simply defined as this: God's completely accessible, never-changing love. The source text has this beautiful line that says, whether a mind is asleep or awake, that love remains constant. That is grace. You don't have to earn it, and you absolutely cannot lose it by making a mistake. It's just this constant connection sitting there, patiently waiting for you to remember to accept it. To claim it now just means stopping the hiding, opening your eyes, and saying yes to that unconditional love. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's look at your daily practice, living the lessons. It's great to understand all these concepts intellectually, but how do we actually fit this into a crazy busy day? The text provides a very specific framework for how long and how many times you need to do this practice. Here is your steady daily rhythm. First up, the morning. You want to kick off your day by reciting that full repeating mantra we looked at earlier. You bracket the two lessons with God is but love, and therefore so am I. Take just a few quiet moments to let that anchor you. Next is hourly. Throughout the day, as your schedule permits, briefly recall the central thoughts on the hour. Now, this doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out meditation session, just a really quick mental check-in to maintain your mindfulness and pull yourself back to peace. And finally, the evening. Right before you go to sleep, you review the full sequence one more time. This frequent repetition is the secret sauce. It actively rewires your mind, helping you to effortlessly claim this peace, instead of slipping back into those old illusions of separation. So the absolutely crucial point is this. If you remember nothing else from our explainer today, keep these core statements close. 167, there is one life and that I share with God. 168, your grace is given me, I claim it now. These aren't just positive affirmations you say in the mirror, they are literal reminders of your reality. You are inherently connected to a profound, unwavering love, and that grace is yours the very second you decide to claim it. As you step away from this and head back into your daily routine, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. How are you going to carry this unwavering, changeless love out into the world today? When that inevitable frustration or anxiety tries to creep in, will you remember to drop your anchor and claim your grace? I really hope this breakdown brought some clarity and a bit of peace to your practice today. If it did, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more explainers that turn these complex concepts into clear, focused understanding. Thanks so much for hanging out and learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.